Is that a bird?
Still have a... No, I'm just kidding. I did start at that.
Is that a plane?
No, it's Thomas.
Yeah, it's Thomas. I'm flying through the sky in a Boeing airplane. Pray for me.
Ah! It's okay, because Superman will save us, like in Superman Returns, directed by Bryan Singer?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to a special episode of Screen Weens. Next episode we're talking about Die Nibelungen, but we're taking a break to talk about James Gunn's Superman and the dawn of the DCU and superheroes. And
we figured we'd spend the first 40 minutes talking about this movie anyway.
Yeah, so instead we're just going to do an episode on it.
Yeah.
So I got plenty to talk about. And I want to talk about Superman in general, especially since the last time we talked about Superman a lot, I wasn't really a fan of the character. What? As in, like, I liked Superman fine, but it was before it was in, like, what? Because we did the the Christopher Reeve stuff in 2021.
Oh, jeez.
So that was, like, right when I was starting to work at the shop, so I had barely read any Superman, and now I've read probably 150 issues of Action Comics, probably nice. 150 issues of Superman.
Yeah.
I've read a lot of Superman. And I have this map of Krypton behind me. Yes. So in the 70s, there's a place in Illinois called Metropolis. And the plan was to make a Superman theme park. Mm-hmm. So they made this big book called, The World of Superman. Mm. And if for audio listeners, my cat's... I'm holding my cat and kissing her. That's what that noise is.
That was my phone.
So they made this map of Krypton, and they did this big book that's just like, oh, look at Superman. But then that theme park never happened.
Yeah.
But they reprinted the book. It's in a hardcover. It came out like 3 years ago, and it's in print. And it was like $20, and I'm like, I kind of just want this map of Krypton. Especially because this one says Vothlo Island, home of highly developed black race. Oh. Like, I see. Yeah. Interesting. But there's some interesting stuff. There's the ruins of the ancient city of Zon. Do you remember where Superman was born?
Like, specifically?
Yeah, the city.
On Earth, according to John Burt? No. Not specifically off the top of my head. No.
Kryptonopolis.
Is that really the name of it?
Yep, and it's still canon, too. He just went back there a bit ago in Action Comics. Mark Waid did a 12-issue run.
What do you mean, went back there?
I'm
not caught up on current Superman.
So, current Action Comics, well, this isn't current anymore, but it was at the end of last year, 3 months, they were just like, okay, Action Comics is weekly. Mm-hmm. Mark Waid is writing a weekly run. It was called Phantoms, and something was going wrong with the Phantom Zone. It was, like, collapsing in on itself. Oh, and he's like, I need to figure out what the fuck's going on. There was, like, an ancient god that was in there. That was just like, I'm gonna start fucking things up in here.
Yeah.
But he goes in the Phantom Zone, and then he, like, falls into, like, a time tunnel kind of thing, and he winds up back on... in Kryptonopolis, and he meets his own dad.
Oh, okay.
His dad doesn't know who he is, but it's like, I really liked that run. I really I know a lot of people are kind of iffy on Waid's writing in more recent years, because kind of like all aging writers, Waid's not even that old, but It happens. I actually think he's like pretty solid right now. I really liked that run. I liked Absolute Power, and I like his current Action Comics, which is more like Superboy, like young Clark stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have his Daredevil omnibus, but...
Yeah, I also haven't read anything by him outside of DC. Because I'm just going crazy for DC right now.
Yeah.
Pop Top, be careful with the cords back there.
Yeah, be careful.
You're literally going to fall off. So... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I got this Grinch book.
Oh, what, Grinch Takes a Vacation?
Grinch Takes a Vacation.
Oh, damn.
Is that you? Yeah, and what else do we got? We got Jarrett, which is the Ghost City. Mount Mundru, which is the highest peak on Krypton. The Boiling Sea. Krypton's fucked up, according to this. Yeah. The Striped River. Urkel, which is the oldest city on Krypton. Did I do that? The Antarctic City, which is built under the ice. The Glass Forest, anybody? What else? The Atomic Town, Rainbow Canyon, Kandor, which of course is the bottle city that Brainiac steals. Classic. They are really mad at Superman in current comics.
Oh, why? Like, they as in...
Because people are still alive in Kandor, and he, like, visits them. He's currently banned.
Oh, what did he do?
He saved a bunch of people in the Phantom Zone. And they're like, they're criminals, you shouldn't have saved them. And he's like, I save everyone.
Yeah.
Meteor Valley, Fire Falls, Argo City, which of course is where Supergirl's from.
Oh, shit.
Bokos, which is the independent island of thieves. Don't know about that one. And then, of course, Magnetic Mountain, Scarlet Jungle, Gold Volcano, Jewel Mountains, and Fort Ross, which is the main defense center.
Damn. Well, I assumed Krypton would be so fleshed out, especially through, like, the Silver Age, but
yeah.
I always, most of the stories I read, it's kind of an afterthought. It was. Now it's not. Most of it, I feel like they explore it more in some of the Supergirl stuff, but I've only read a small amount of Supergirl stuff.
Yeah, me too. I still haven't read Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah, neither have I, and I was extremely confused. We'll get into it, but...
Oh yeah, before we talk about Superman, we'll probably talk about some other stuff, but this is like a heavily spoiler episode.
Although
it's still in theaters, you should go see it if you can.
Yeah, definitely. But yes.
But yeah, I think I'm currently reading the Sophie Campbell run, which is 3 issues in. That's been pretty fun. It's very goofy. And I've read like some random issues, and that's it. I have Being Super, and I have Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah. I've read Being Super.
You really like that one, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good, like, kind of grounded, modern origin for her. And I've experienced a little bit of her through the Superman, Batman continuity.
Yeah.
And that's it in terms of comics. And of course, I've seen the movie and I've watched some of the TV show, which I actually kind of like.
Yeah, I've heard for CW stuff, Supergirl is like one of the better ones.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the Supergirl movie. I've heard it's really bad.
It's bad. It was one of the tapes that when I had as a kid, like sometimes you would just get tapes that like were bad. No matter what VCR you put them in, it would just be and like unfurl in your VCR, and you'd be like, ah! Supergirl was one of those tapes growing up, so we had like 2 copies of it, but they got like mixed around, so it's kind of an elusive movie when I was a child. Kind of had this mystic vibe, and it wasn't Superman, but it was Superman. It's weird. It's a weird movie, and I don't rewatch it often. To be fair, I don't really rewatch any of them often, aside from like the first Superman.
That's fair. Let's see. Before we do, you watched anything else? You've been doing anything else?
I've been reading some Batman comics again. Ironic, Superman movie comes out.
Time to read Batman. What have you been reading?
I reread leading up into the Superman, the I guess beginning trilogy for continuity graphic novels, which is Year One, The Man Who Laughs, and The Long Halloween. My copy of Venom showed up in the mail today. I'll probably reread that. Really want to like that story. There's so much potential there. But I feel like they didn't quite hit the heights that it should have. And it's like, damn. But I'll give it a reread. See if because people really highly regard that one. I think it might just be for the concept, though. And it does have decent moments throughout. But, the one where Batman gets addicted to
the Bane venom, right?
It's like a proto Bane venom. Like Bane's venom is like a refined, injected version of that, whereas like these are like he takes pills.
That's one of the ones that goes viral on TikTok a lot, and then I'll get people to come in to the shop and ask for it, and be like, "That's out of print."
Oh yeah, I found like a $20 copy on eBay, and I was like, score.
People do that with Marvel Ruins a lot, too. And I'm like, guys, you don't want to read this. It's not very good.
Yeah.
It's just like, you hear about it on TikTok, and you're like, this sounds cool. Then you read it, it's like,
No. Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, freaking what's it called? I think that's... I rewatched 28 Days Later.
I like that movie.
I haven't watched 28 Years Later yet.
I really like. That's my favorite of the trilogy.
Okay, I haven't rewatched... Cause
I watched 28 Weeks recently for the first time, and I thought it was really bad.
Yeah, because I watched it when I was a kid, and I like a couple times, and I could never get into it. I finished it back in the day, but I remember just being like, and I wasn't sure if it was technically even considered canon or not, because
I think they have, because they have like some cuts to like previous like. They have some, like, sequences where they're cutting to other things. And I think they have a couple cuts that they, like, reference weeks later.
Well, I'll probably just watch 28 Years Later.
Yeah, I don't think you'll miss out on anything.
Yeah.
Weeks Later is, like, a pretty empty movie.
But everyone's like, oh my God. Because every time I talk about it, everyone's like, I heard that was really bad. I'm like, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure probably most people, if they were to rewatch 28 Days Later, they'd probably be like, oh, that didn't hold up.
Why did it look like that?
Yeah, exactly. I watched it with the group, and I was like, all right, guys, let me tell you, this movie's going to look like shit, but just kind of embrace it for the tone that it...
I think it, like, looks good for, like, being a micro budget, and, like I think it's framed really well.
Yeah, like, it doesn't actually
quality,
look like shit. It's just...
But watching it with, like, regular people...
Yeah. So I was like, all right, don't ask why it looks like that. Just get used to it. But yeah, that was it's the only other thing I've probably watched other things, most certainly. I think I showed the group Batman Year One's animated. Because I was like...
That was a pretty... Well, I haven't actually read Year One. I think I have it up there, but...
Yeah.
I'm, like, trying to get into Batman, but, like... I'm reading I'm reading Absolute Batman, I'm reading Batman and Robin Year One, and I'm reading Batman and Robin. And those are all good. And I'm also reading Batman Superman right now, the current run.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I've kind of been... Because I've got, like, all the Touchstone, like, modern Superman graphic novels, and I was like, all right, I need to beef up my Batman collection a bit. And so, yeah, I've been kind of working on that, because I've got...
Hello.
Nightfall.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the trilogy. I've got the trilogy I mentioned earlier. Dark Victory. Got the first volume of War Games.
They just did an omnibus for that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to pick up the second volume. And... Oh, I got that. I picked it up at the... this might be blasphemous to you, I'm sorry, but there's a closer comic shop right down the street from me.
Oh, no! What
They've got a Diversified Games, I think.
Didn't even know that place existed.
It's in Chehalis. It's across from that little theater in the strip there. Not where we worked, but doxing us. Oh, God!
I'm sure we've said exactly where we worked before. Like you go back and...
Yeah, I'm sure you could probably find all sorts of personal information if you dig through our catalog.
Thomas's address is 6?
Yeah, it's 6...
Pine Street.
425 North Pine Street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and I picked up the Future State? Yeah, whatever it's called.
Oh, Batman?
Yeah, Batman. Well, because they just had the one volume there, so I was like, this seems like a self-contained thing.
Yeah, they did like Future State, the next Batman, Future State Batman, and Future State Detective Comics.
Okay, the one I have is called The Next Batman.
Okay, cool.
So, I didn't realize that there was...
Yeah, because they had, like, Future State was a whole big push. It was right when I started.
I knew that they had, like, one for Superman and...
Yeah, they had, like, 3 for Batman.
Okay.
But everything else was, like, a 2-issue. Batman had, like, a couple 4 issues.
Well, I might need to look into if I should bother back reading the because
I've heard the next Batman's, like, one of the best ones. And then they did, like, it wasn't an ongoing, but it was, like, 12 or 18 issues. I think it was just Future State Gotham.
Okay.
And that's the one that, like, continued after the rest of the series ended.
But yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm like, maybe should have just done more Batman Beyond, but Batman Beyond is going in a comic form, right? Like, they've got a run?
They had a run last year, and they had a 6-issue the year before. It was Batman Beyond Neo year? Or something like that. And then, like, Gothic or something like that. And I guess spoilers for current Justice League Unlimited run, but they just had an event called We Are Yesterday, where a bunch of like villains got pulled from the past. Gorilla Grodd was just like, well, Lex Luthor's kind of out of commission now, and Joker's like less crazy, but what if I just pulled the worst versions of them into the future to like help fight? And then Justice League kind of did the same thing. So like Batman Beyond shows up.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if they're going to do anything with them in the current Unlimited, or if they're just going to send them home, but
yeah,
Batman Beyond's like pretty popular as a comic character.
Yeah, okay, good. I was gonna say,
I think the next run, and I don't know if this was just because I don't know if they pivoted, but I think the next arc is about Mr. Terrific, who's been pretty big in the current Justice League like sphere in general. He had there was a 5-issue Challengers of the Unknown mini that was incredible, but he was a pretty big part of that. He's kind of being a scumbag in that one, but
thinking about cashing in on some of that movie branding and picking up the Terrifics omnibus that's about to come out.
Yeah, the compendium.
Yeah. It's a like a big compendium.
Yeah, it's a soft cover.
Okay. Is
which
it
means
like
it's like the size of? Do I have the Warworld saga anywhere? It's probably a little bigger than that Superman at the very bottom, that Warworld saga.
At the very bottom.
In the middle, bottom shelf.
Oh, I see.
It's probably a little bigger than that because I think it's 30 issues. So it's between that and that Lobo. Do you see the Lobo right there in the middle shelf?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, that's more manageable, I suppose, maybe.
But on the other side of compendiums, Image just reprinted old G.I. Joe and old Transformers, and they're using like the old newspaper print, so it's really cheap paper. Yeah. But that also means that it's $60 for like 60 issues. They're like this thick. Oh man, it's very funny. I almost bought one, but I have too many comics, and I've read a quarter of them.
I feel that. I'm trying to actively this week, since I'm Superman hype, or the last couple weeks, I've been trying to read more of my graphic novels just because I'm like, I've got these, I gotta read them. So yeah, especially my Spider-Man collection. I got a lot in there that I have not read that I need to. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty much all else I've been doing is just
solid, sweet
reading Batman. Oh, I watched that Caped Crusader series as well.
The Amazon one?
Yeah.
How was it? When it was first coming out, I heard pretty good things, and then once it ended, they were like, it was okay.
Yeah. All I saw when I was looking up like other people's takes on it was the anti-woke shit, because they gender swapped Penguin, and it's like,
oh no!
Yeah, it was fine. I think it was okay. Yeah. I was kind of hoping for a little more. It's kind of got like Tim Burton Batman syndrome, where it feels like when you're said and done, it's like Batman was like barely in that. It seems like they wanted to focus more on like Commissioner Gordon and a lot of those Barbara Gordon and some.
You know, I get it. I think my favorite Batman comic might be Black Mirror, and Batman's literally dead in that one. So.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's the one with
Dick Grayson Batman. Yeah. And it's mostly a Commissioner Gordon book.
And yeah, I could see that working. I mean, like Year One is mostly a Commissioner Gordon book as well. So I'm not mad at it, and I like this version of Commissioner Gordon. It was just kind of the series as a whole. It feels like they were trying to build up to some plot lines, and sometimes it felt like they were just kind of like. Spoiler alert for like the arc that they're loosely doing throughout the series, but they're building up to the Two-Face arc, and it's like, so it just kind of feels like they're spinning their wheels and doing like a ultra diet version of the Long Halloween, but not, nowhere near as interesting or good. And it's just like that, and it's like the spiritual successor to Batman the Animated Series. But it's adult, it's dark, it's gritty, and it's like, but tonally, it still feels like a kid's show, just darker, and sometimes it's just, it didn't work for me. I feel like they could build on it from here, though. Like, it's a good foundation. It's a good enough foundation. Like, it doesn't have to be like a wet fart, but I wouldn't describe it as a wet. It's better than a wet fart for sure, but that's just kind of ultimate. It was kind of mid at the end of the day. It was just like came and went.
Yeah, I'll probably eventually watch it because it's just like that one season. But
yeah, when Amazon picked it up, they picked it up for 2 seasons, so they're producing another season, and it's been in production for like a year now. So it's like, are they really?
Yeah,
but we'll see. Hopefully, we get some more word on it here soon.
Yeah.
Especially with all this DC galore going on right now.
Yeah. All right, let's. I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna check on it, and then when we get back, we'll talk about Superman, but the movie this time. And we're back. Let's talk about Superman by James Gunn, 2025, the dawn of the DCU.
You first.
Well, I've seen this movie 4 times.
Oh.
I'm actually surprised I haven't seen it more because those 4 times were in the span of like 3 days.
Yeah, I feel it.
And now because I'm just like, yeah, I should go watch it again. I really, really like this movie.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I think that it's also like, I think it's really good for a Superman movie. But also, like, even before he was making superhero movies, I really like James Gunn's directing. Mm-hmm. I think that his humor does work for me pretty well.
For the most part, yeah.
Like, I really like Slither and Super and stuff like that, so I was prepped. So, I think that this movie works exactly right for me. Like, I don't really have complaints for this movie. I've seen it many times, and all the complaints I did have, like, my first 2 watches kind of went away on my other watches. Like, I was just like, it just got better each time. I got into the flow of the movie really well. The flow of the movie, I think, is very good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
I saw your review on Letterboxd, which is like a crazy move on their part to
a bold choice
yes. To drop us in on issue 2 of an epic 6-issue arc or something.
Yeah,
and I actually think it works really well because I at least for me,
I'm kind of 2 minds because obviously, like, you get it, like, you don't need to see it, but I think that they missed out on potential aura farming for one character in particular, which is all right. Just straight up spoilers. Yeah. I'm not fucking holding back for Ultraman because I've got a couple issues that tie from them skipping that, like, first issue or first act, whatever you want to call it, worth of content. But I can hold off on that till we get a little further along with talking more about the movie because I don't want to just straight up be like, well, this plot point, this plot point, this plot point right off the bat. But yeah, I think that Ultraman as a whole was kind of downplayed, and I might have done some things differently here and there, but I think the movie's like a solid, like, 90% in terms of, like, comic book movies still, like, and even if I don't entirely agree with the choice to, like, start right there, like, I don't disagree, like, I'm like I said, I'm of 2 minds about it, so I do respect it.
I really like the I think that there is something very exciting about the intro where it's just text box and then I'm just crashing down. It's like, okay, we're starting.
Yeah, because you see that part in the trailer, and it almost feels like the movie, like, kind of is meta aware of, like, the marketing and was like, all right, because they'll, like, you see that scene in the trailer, and then it's like, but you miss out on the part where Crypto beats the shit out of him afterwards. And there's, like, some stuff with, like, oh, like, because the trailer gives away, it's like, oh, Lois Lane knows that Clark Kent is Superman. Yeah. But then you have that one scene where it's like, she doesn't, or she's pretending not to. And it kind of, so, like, throughout the movie, like, the marketing, you kind of, like, raise an eyebrow, like, what? Oh, okay, cool. But, yeah, there's so much to love about this movie. I fucking adore it. It's so good.
I think that, like, when I look at David Cornsweet, I'm just like, that's Superman. That's the guy. I don't think he's my favorite right now, but I think that's because my favorite's probably Tyler Hoechlin. But he also got 4 seasons of a show that's just like character drama. Because
development-wise, he's definitely my favorite, and he gives a great performance. It's really hard for me not to envision Christopher Reeve.
And that's fair.
But I didn't. Like, when we watched 4 years ago, that was my first time watching those movies. So
yeah.
But yeah, I like David Cornsweet's crazy. I think Rachel Brosnahan, I think her name is.
Yeah.
She's exceptional. And their scenes together, I'm just like, that's Clois. That's them.
Yeah, and I love that they gave, because obviously I'm referring to the Donner Superman movies a lot here, because so does this movie. It's like kind of like, hey, like if you've seen those 2 movies, like you get the gist of the character, and we're gonna kind of like do some shorthand stuff based off those movies, like skipping the origin and all that, because they assume one way or another you get the gist.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, Pop-Tart, you gonna fuck up the wires again? Come on, buddy. Okay. Anyway, but I like that they make this Lois like, what are you doing? Quirky and like just kind of fun, because like in the original Superman you got like she's like chain smoking cigarettes and like struggling with the orange juicer, and I'm so sure of myself, how do you spell this word? Like, and you get a lot of stuff like that, like the sugar scene, and just I don't know, she's definitely the most like Margot Kidder feeling Lois Lane we've had since Margot Kidder, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, she captures out the other aspects you need to capture from Lois Lane as well. Like, so she's just really great at encompassing what I want from that character. I don't know how I'm trying to like rank the Lois Lanes in my head. The top 3 are definitely like Superman and Lois, the Donner movies, and this one. I don't know what order. Honestly, there's kind of a strong case for each of them.
I keep meaning to watch Adventures of Lois and Clark, but then I keep, Dean Cain keeps saying things, and I keep going, I don't want to watch this anymore.
To be honest, you're really not missing out on much. I watched the first season, because I have all 4 seasons, and I watched the first half the first season not too long ago. And it's really weird. Yeah. Like they kind of just disregard the comics in a lot of ways, which is fine, but so like there's like a weird plot point where like Clark doesn't have access to like his birth pod, like it's taken from him and bought by like a company.
Okay.
And I don't know if Lex Luthor owns the company, or I don't remember what was going on, but it's a lot more of like Lois and Clark, and you get more acquainted with like the newsroom staff and stuff, and it's like, that's kind of neat. Like Cat Grant's pretty accurate to Cat Grant. I feel like Cat Grant's always the one that they're like, yep, we know how to adapt Cat Grant.
And even though she was in this movie for like maybe 2 minutes, I thought she was fun.
Yeah, she was definitely on brand.
And then Steve Lombard, I think, was pretty good too.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because it's pretty much confirmed they're moving forward with that Jimmy Olsen show.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. So. I'm excited. I really like this Jimmy Olsen.
Me too. I really like this Jimmy.
Everyone was hyping him up. I'm like, he looks good for Jimmy Olsen. I'm sure I'll like him, but can he be that good? And I saw the movie. I was like, all right,
yeah, he's the GOAT.
Yeah,
he sacrificed his weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't say that. I think Nicholas Hoult is insanely good as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Nicholas Hoult is like just an insanely good actor, though. I think he was incredible as Thomas Hutter in Nosferatu.
I still haven't seen that. But
oh yeah, he would. And I'm a cat. I keep going into recording.
But I agree, Nicholas Hoult is a fucking amazing actor.
Yeah, he has such huge range, and I think he's genuinely incredible in this. In a movie of incredible performances.
Yeah, like everyone's given a fucking...
Eddie, I don't remember his last name, the guy who plays Mr. Terrific's wonderful. Andy Kerrigan, who's Metamorpho, is one of my favorite performances in this movie.
He was really good.
I can't stop, like, saying, Justice Gang? That's a cool name.
Yeah.
I just walk around saying that. Also, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner is great. I really liked it.
I really hope that somehow they just work in the punch being canon. They don't even have to show it. I just want it mentioned.
But yeah, apparently he has a pretty big role in Lanterns.
Yeah, I'm excited for that show.
Me too.
I'm not super deep into Green Lantern lore, but like a year and a half ago, I watched that animated series that they did a season of, and I was like, this is fucking amazing. So now I'm like all in.
Yeah, I keep stopping myself from getting into it because I know if I get into Green Lantern, I'm gonna get so fucking into Green Lantern. Because it seems like something I would really like.
Yeah, well, it's probably gonna happen when you watch the show.
Yeah,
but
I
just need to like pin down like a run that I really want to start with. I've thought about starting Jeff John's run, but I know that happens after
after Blackest Night or after yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a weird redemption arc kind of thing for the character, and it's like, and I really want to read some of the Golden Age stuff, but even
I've been reading Golden Age Superman.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Like actually so fun.
Yeah, I've got the 5 hardbacks. I've read a little bit of the first hardback. I have to be like in a certain state of mind to read Golden Age comics.
Well, and also
Silver Age comics, I love. I can read those. I don't know what it is about Golden Age comics where it's just a bit more of a slog for me.
I think it's just like if you just look at text boxes over the years, it's just walls of text in the Golden Age, which I like, and I like the dialogue, but it's like, it takes me like 4 times as long to read a single issue from Golden Age as it does like a current comic.
Yeah, which fair. Makes sense. They were more literate back then, and I'm sure it felt like more bang for the buck.
Yeah. Like 10 cents and I spend an hour reading this? Sounds pretty good to me. And you don't go back to the candy factory.
Yeah. But, yeah, this movie's so good. I love it.
Yeah,
so much.
I think the casting is pretty much perfect. I think that one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when he is taken back to the Kent farm and he just has that interaction with his dad. And you know what I especially love? I like how the first thing Paul Kent says is just like, we went down to that old burrito place we used to go to. It's like, yeah. That reminds me of Paul Kent, you know. Just seems like such a fatherly thing to say.
Oh, for sure.
I guess while we're talking about parents, we should get into the probably most divisive part of this movie.
Yes.
Which is they make I call it a pretty big stretch when people are saying that Jor-El and Laurel, is that his mom's name? I can't remember her name.
Martha? No.
They're evil, and Kryptonians are evil. So he has this message that he kind of has his ethos from, that his parents sent, being like, we sent you here to be safe and to like help the people there. And then Lex Luthor finds the message and they decode it and they find that it was only half the message. And the next part of the message is just like, the people of Earth are weak and weak-minded, and you should rule over them and take a bunch of women. Yeah. And it's just like, a lot of people really don't like this plot point. I see where they're coming from. But, like, first of all, I don't think it's real in the sense of, I think they're going to pull something out later that, like, it was a mistranslation, or it was Brainiac, or it was something like that. Just because the amount of times that James Gunn has talked about how much Birthright has influenced this, which is a plot point in Birthright where that was doctored. Not read Birthright. Sorry.
I'll probably forget by the time I actually get around to reading.
Where, like, the message was doctored.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I know, like, James Gunn has come out and been like, why do people, like, not think that the translations are real? And it's like, I could see, like, maybe Brainiac got in there.
But also, even if
maybe it was, like you said, like, kind of a mistranslation where it's like, maybe instead of being like, oh, the people of Earth are weak-minded and stupid, maybe it's like more like, if things go south, like you'll be fine because physically you're a god there. But
Yeah, but also it's like, even if it is that way, I really don't mind it as an Elseworlds. Like any time we do something, adapt something, I want changes. I want explorations of the character in a different way.
Yeah,
and if they're not gonna do, because the other thing is, like, if they're not doing Krypton stuff, why does it matter? Like,
yeah, as a whole, I'm not super upset by it. Like, I'm a little confused. I don't know. Because, quite honestly, all right, this is where I'm going to start to dig into some of my issues with the film. Because I think it kind of thematically kind of gets in there. But, so first of all, because, like, I feel like on the whole, the, like, parent plot lines in this movie aren't really, like, super big. Like, I feel like neither of them really do a whole lot. And personally, I might have, like, shelved both of those ideas for, like, a future story and focused more on, like, the Baravian War aspect of all the themes, which is also why I would have probably fleshed out the first act a little more if I were, like, the one in charge of the plot here. Just because it's, like, there's, like, the scene where it's like, oh, his parents are confirmed evil, and it's like, the movie does have a bit of an exposition problem, which, fair, you could point to. It's a comic book movie. Comic books have exposition problems sometimes.
Yeah, that's like...
Which...
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's an unfair point. It could be an homage to that, but also, I'm sure as a screenwriter, James Gunn was like, whew, thank God I'm writing a comic book movie. Because there's some points where it's just pretty straight on, like, yep, here we go. We're just saying it, and it's like, that's fine. I'm not mad at that aspect of it, but I forgot the point I was leading into with that specifically.
You said the parents are...
Because there's, like, points where it's like, that message from his parents means a lot to him. And it's like, it's always like him telling us that, and it's always like, yeah, like... And I get that ultimately, like, his good actions are, like, what shows what that meant to him and how he chooses to live by it. But, and I get how I do like Pa Kent's speech and whatnot, but, like, I don't know. I don't know if there was just enough there for me to feel like making such a big drastic decision was worth it to tell this story in particular, especially when I would have probably preferably, especially given, like, the climate that we live in, would have probably focused more on the war plotline, especially because I find it to be a more interesting predicament to get Superman into. Because when I was watching the trailers, like, I definitely thought that was why people were going to be mad at him.
Yeah.
And that it might, like, be, like, Superman having to prove, like, no, like, this is why, like, me standing up against this war is, like, the good, which is kind of the more of the story I wanted, honestly. And there definitely is some of that in there, but I feel like also... thematically, the story is unwilling to commit to Superman's values. Which, fair, I get why. But, like, the fact that it's like, we really want to kill off this, like, one very evil character. But we're not going to have Superman do it. We're going to have a different superhero do it. Which I think is fair. But it also is, like, it almost kind of feels like a narrative cop-out in a sense. At least to me.
Okay.
Especially considering, because I'm sitting here and I'm chewing on this movie, and, like, I almost, like, teared up the first time I saw it, because it's like, you do get that scene where it's like, the waiting for Superman, and they do come, and it's like, it's like, kind of really cathartic to see it on screen, but, like, I'm just sitting there in the dark, just knowing it's like, this is not the reality we live in. And I hope this movie could maybe push this reality, but that is not. 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, not happening. And it's like, yeah, so that's kind of a difficult thing I had to kind of, like, deal with when processing this film. It's just like, because, dark times, and the film does decide to dip its toes in to that area. So it's like, I kind of wish that they would have maybe had more of a statement on it than kind of just being like, and then the good guys will come and save the day at the last moment. It's like, it's cathartic, but like, I don't know.
I see where you're coming from, yes.
But that's more of a meta issue with the movie than it
Yeah.
is like a narrative thing. But like I said, I ultimately probably would have preferred they leaned more into the war narrative than... But that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I still think this movie's awesome, and I don't hate anything that's in it. I just hope he's not shooting from the hip the way he makes it sound like he is when he talks about the Kryptonian decision in these.
I just think James Gunn is lying.
Probably.
I just think he thinks it's funny.
Because also, like, I didn't like the answer he gave in regards to Supergirl, because it's like, why didn't Supergirl, like, let him in on, like, his parent? And, like, well, he never asked. It's like,
the answers like that, I just feel like he's being an asshole on purpose.
Yes, for sure. And I hope that Supergirl's movie goes on to give maybe a little more context as to that. I'm sure they will, because it seems like they're going the trauma route with her character.
Yeah, apparently that's all Woman of Tomorrow is about.
Yeah. Which
apparently there's a pretty heavy tone switch like halfway through that book. So
because I was so fucking confused. She showed up, she's like, bitch, and I'm just like,
and apparently that's exactly how she is in Woman of Tomorrow.
Probably. It does strike me as like something that would happen in the comics. It's just, it caught me off guard because I'm like, is this just James Gunn trying to like spice this character up? Because I kind of, I mean, I like the version of Supergirl I know.
Yeah,
I'm open to it. I was just caught off guard. What the fuck?
I guess I will talk about what you were talking about. I think that thematically I really like what the parents like messaging and what the overall theming does for the Baravian stuff, because I think that like having Superman come from like a bloodthirsty place or a place that has, you know, people you don't want to associate with.
Yeah.
And then still having those actions that Pa Kent like make him who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I think is really interesting because when Lois and Clark are having that interview earlier, she's like, well, you know, Baravia, or what's the...
I think it's Baravia.
Baravia's the, you know, the evil one.
The oppressive one. And then I don't know the name of the other one. It's a real mouthful, and
I don't remember. But
it's not a real
they
place,
keep
so.
saying like they're not allies to the U.S. They're, you know, they've had a lot of bad like things in the past, and he's like, that doesn't matter. Like it's like he's saying that even before he knows about his parents. So like he's already like subconsciously saying the things that his father was saying, which I think is like really interesting, and I sit with that more on each watch. And I, while I get, like, on a meta level, it's disappointing that this movie hasn't just been like, yeah, let's go kill that guy. No, I think that thematically having his friends show up, who were, like Guy Gardner's like, I don't know. Is this worth the trouble? Yeah. No. And then they still show up at the end. I think is extremely gratifying on a narrative and a thematic level.
I get that. I just maybe wish we could have maybe gotten a bit of an inkling as to like how those characters came to that conclusion, but then you get into it's a fucking movie runtime, I guess.
Yeah,
you gotta. This is already a fucking packed movie.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised James Gunn had it be 2 hours instead of like 2.5, because the original movie's 2.5 hours.
I was gonna say,
and that movie's not that packed. Like it's
it's
packed with character moments and little.
I mean, it's like packed, but in a different way. No, I definitely, like I said, if I was making this, I would, while I respect the bold choice, maybe for this story, I would have included that like first issue's worth of content for another 15-30 minutes.
They should have put it in a fortnight.
They should have. But
Oh, I started playing Fortnite so I can play as Superman.
That's fair. I entertained the thought, but I was like, Superman would never fucking fire a gun at people. It got me through. I was just so starved.
Well, he might
for
use the
Superman
black kryptonite gun or something.
True. I'm just so starved for Superman in video games.
Yeah.
It's been since, I guess, Injustice, but this doesn't fucking count.
Since before that. I think it was Superman
Slide.
Returns.
Yeah, Superman Returns.
18 years ago?
Yeah. And it sucks because there's that one game that like famously looked awesome that got canceled. It's just bring that back. Or like use that as like a reference.
I'm actually like surprised that James Gunn isn't pushing for more like, because he said like he wants to have kind of like, oh, if they play it in live action, they're going to do it in animated. Like I want to keep the same kind of cast. I'm like, I'm surprised he hasn't like tie-in video games do pretty well. Still, they just obviously the resources are a lot, but I think a Superman game would do good.
Yeah, I mean, do they have license over the games, or is that still technically owned by like? Is it all the same company that still owns it, or
I
did
think
it?
so.
Okay, I wasn't sure if there was some changing of parent companies because this is still Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know Warner Brothers owned DC for the longest time, but I don't know because I think they
Warner Brothers still owns DC.
Okay, because I know that they have the DC studios now. So
Yeah.
my only thought is that whoever is in charge is like, no, we got a couple more of those shit Arkham tie-in games that are grind boxes that we want to spit out because we've been developing them for the last 7 years. Maybe we'll give you a fucking game universe. But yeah, yeah, because honestly, DC's slacking on the game front.
Yeah.
And so is Marvel, honestly, but they're getting
They have the Sleepwalker game out.
What?
The Sleepwalker game's out.
There's a Sleepwalker?
Yeah.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy this.
It's a mobile game.
Oh shit! Never mind.
I mean, I'm playing it because Sleepwalker's in it.
He's just in
well,
it now?
It's called Marvel Mystic Mayhem. It's a.
That's not a Sleepwalker game.
Well, he's the main character. He's the first character that shows up when you log
Top
in.
bill in a Mystic Marvel game.
Yeah.
I figured they would have given that to Strange.
They're the two like main characters.
Of course.
Doctor Strange is like fighting somebody. He's like, Sleepwalker shows up. Like, do you need help?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like random characters in that game, but yeah, Sleepwalker. It's like set in the Mindscape with like Nightmare and stuff. So
we're inching closer in the expanded universe, and once he makes a mark there, we'll finally get that Sleepwalker movie.
Oh yeah,
maybe a season of a Disney Plus show.
No, thank you.
But apparently Moon Knight's got a second season. I still haven't watched that first season.
I feel like now that I've read a bunch of Moon Knight, I will not like it if I rewatch.
Probably not. But maybe.
Speaking of Marvel, saw Fantastic Four, just as a quick aside.
Yeah,
Thought it was awful.
I will watch it eventually. I just found my thumb drive that has all the Marvel stuff on it, so I can finally... Because I watched through all of Phase 1 again, and watched through Iron Man 3.
You can stop.
I should, but and then I got to Thor: The Dark World, and I was like, oh, and then I got off track.
Yeah.
So I just gotta grit my teeth.
You're so excited for Avengers Doomsday.
I'm interested because the Russo brothers are coming, so I'm interested. I'll see because I really like Infinity War. I thought Endgame was pretty good.
And I really dislike Infinity War, and I really like Endgame because I'm crazy.
I mean, up until maybe this movie, I thought that Infinity War was hands down the most comic book like movie. Like it's, I don't know. I think it's like.
You ever seen Ang Lee's The Hulk? That's
like
a good movie.
A long ass time.
You should rewatch it.
Came out. I should because it's soft MCU canon. Because it's the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk is like a soft sequel. Like it's technically not a sequel to it. It's weird.
Yeah.
So technically that's the first MCU movie. But
Spider-Man. They're in
I guess if you want to tie in
Wait,
all
Blade.
At that point, you might as well start with fucking Howard the Duck and just watch them all.
I agree.
Go back with Lou Ferrigno's fucking 70s run for that way when they make a cameo in the crowd, you can be like, oh, it was so worth it to watch all of Lou Ferrigno's entire run on the Incredible Hulk TV series that happened. Which is the whole reason why they created She-Hulk in the first place, because they suspected that that was going to happen in the TV show. They're like, we got to get this character before they steal the license for her from us.
She-Hulk is getting a Planet She-Hulk series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
So there's a Jonathan Hickman's writing a series called Imperial right now. There's like a bunch of the Hulks and
that might be interesting. It's not quite the She-Hulk flavor I like, but
well, the last run of She-Hulk was incredible, and then it got canceled because nobody read it.
I kind of like just the low-key slice of life legal superhero dispute.
That last run was just her doing legal disputes, and it was a romance book with Jack of Hearts.
That kind of sounds.
It was a wonderful experience. Because they literally can't kiss.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'll literally kill you if we touch. There's such a sweet part where he's like, okay, there's a nuclear reactor that's going off. I'll be right back. And he's like, okay, I'm literally too full of radiation. I cannot absorb anymore. So then they can kiss. And I'm like, that's so sweet. He's like, okay, now I'm going to go explode in space.
Sure. I might have to read what exists on that run.
I mean, it was 25 issues. It was 15 issues, and then they renamed it and did 10 more issues. So
yeah, I'm sure they probably do the regular thing where it's like, all right, we're ending you. You better... Do they allow at least a quick...
I haven't read the last 5 issues because I was so annoyed.
Fair.
I have them.
But, yeah. You might see me pop in the comic shop. I'm getting more into comics again.
Good. I haven't seen you there ever.
I think you've seen me there.
I think you've been in since I've worked there, but I don't think I've ever seen you in there.
Pretty sure I've been in there like once or twice over there. But it would have been a long...
Well, it's weird that I've worked there 4.5 years, and we talk about comics all the time, and I never see...
It's because I buy all my... Because I'm a scumbag, and I buy all my comics cheaper from eBay.
Well, they just come in on our sales.
I don't know when they are.
I've told... All right. Anyway, Superman the movie. Yeah, I really like this movie.
Yeah.
And the things, like I also felt like, I'm like, why didn't Superman show up? Or, like, is this parent stuff, like, worth it? Every time I watch it, I feel a little better about it. And I just feel like I like it a little more each time.
Yeah.
I think that James Gunn, like, usually having just tons of insert tracks works for, like, Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad. And I think pulling them from this and having, I think, 2 in this was great. Mm-hmm. And I think that Punk Rocker made me cry at the end. I was just like, this is sweet. This is nice. Yeah, and I think the score's really good. I think using that original Williams track and then, like, just spicing it up really fits. Like,
yeah. And I never would have, in my wildest of... Because I like punk rock. I like Superman. Never would I have fucking put them together like that. But, like, because the thought had kind of occurred to me that, like, the counterculture is being nice now. Mm-hmm. But I like that being kind is the new punk rock is a way nicer.
I watched it with one of the watches. I watched it with my boss, who's also my friend. But we went, and she, like, when that happened, she tapped me on the shoulder. She's like, "It's like you," and I'm like, "Thank you." Yeah.
It's very like
one thing that I really appreciate, because, you know, I try to be kind, I try to do things, is I've had like 3 people that I care about say, like, this movie reminded me of you. I'm like, wow, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
You know who, honestly, I kept thinking of throughout the movie? Philip.
Yeah.
David's corn sweat, or...
Corny sweat. Yeah, corn sweat, yeah.
David Corn's... No, I said David's corn sweat. Like, David... David Corn Sweat, just like, his cadence and the way he talks reminds me of Philip. Philip has that little white dog that's, like, super rambunctious, and he just had a baby. And the scene where it's like, whoa, 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 and the dog attacks him, and he's, like, holding the baby. I was like, not the baby.
You gotta crush the
baby. I was like, that's Philip 100%.
And then you were the baby.
I was the
baby. Joey.
Yeah. Baby Joey. Yeah. Holy shit. Speaking of which, yeah, there's so much I could talk about with this movie. I'm not even done yet. the falafel guy. Oh my god, I was not expecting that. I was like, there's no way. Especially with like the subversion of like the Russian roulette on the second bullet. It was just like, whoa.
Yeah. And
what
I don't
fuck?
and like when you see the newspaper at the end when he's like a hero and that was written by Clark, there's just a lot of like little details that just make me like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really sweet. I also think that it's pretty interesting that like we see a bunch of people kind of instantly turn their back on Superman. And I like that it was like that guy never turned his back. He's like, no, Superman's the GOAT. And I also think it's pretty like thematically relevant that the person that didn't like immediately listen to like what is essentially right-wing propaganda was a person of color. You know?
Yeah. Although they then go on to show a different person of color who's like, by the way, fuck you, Superman.
Yeah. That really reminded me of like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man like interviews.
Yeah.
I hope he goes to hell or something.
Yeah. I think that's what he said. I used to be a big fan. Now I hope you go to hell. So yeah. Yeah, because pocket dimensions. Apparently that's going to be the big threading needle through a lot of these DCU movies.
Well, and Peacemaker Season 2 is coming out soon, which is, I think, kind of supposed to bridge the gap between certain elements of the DCU and the DCU.
I'm going to have to backtrack and watch some other DCU stuff to...
Did you watch Peacemaker Season 1?
No, I haven't even seen the Suicide Squad.
I think that movie's really good.
I
think Peacemaker's really good.
You know what's sad? This movie has me... Superman was so fucking good, it has me literally entertaining the thought of going back through the DCEU. Just to see if...
I actually think that probably like half of it is good. I think that everything that Zack Snyder touched is bad.
Because I never watched the Aquamans, I didn't watch Blue Beetle, I didn't watch Shazam 2 or...
Shazam 2 is pretty rough.
Did
you watch Wonder Woman 1984?
No. And I didn't watch Black Adam. I didn't watch Birds of Prey either, although I have that one on Blu-ray, so I'll probably...
I think Birds of Prey is...
I heard a lot of people
really
hyping that one up when it came out, so I'll probably rewatch like the Snyder trilogy just for the sake of, who knows, maybe I'll come at it in a different
click
lens.
This way.
Yeah, maybe it'll click this time. I doubt it, but maybe.
I'm gonna be honest. People like a lot of people are now saying it's like, Cavill was good, but he just didn't have the right script. I just think Henry Cavill's a bad actor. I've seen him in like two things I think are good. But I just don't. Okay, how about this? I have liked almost no performance by him.
I might be biased because I've never played the games, but I think the show is shit, but I really like his Geralt.
Yeah, I haven't watched The Witcher show.
I think that most of the likability I have for Henry Cavill comes through his performance in that show, because he actually, in that first, he does feel like he's trying with the character, and I feel like he has more material to chew on than he does in Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would have, like, optically, he would have been a good Superman. I think he probably could have pulled it off, but, like, dog, that material was not it. Like, it's antithetical to what Superman means to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's quite literally kind of its mission statement, because it want to make Superman cool, modern.
And guess what? Superman is cool.
Yeah, Superman is cool. You don't need to change Superman. If you don't want to make a dorky, fun Superman, make something else. Go fucking adapt to one of the billion Superman knockoffs that exists. Instead of going, what if Superman was evil or edgy? It's like, I want my Superman bright and gay and happy, you know? It's like, god damn it. But, yeah. But I love the pocket dimension. I love the Proton River or whatever the fuck it was.
When this movie was like announced, I looked at the
because the cinematographer is the same guy who did like The Flash.
Mhm.
But he's also done like stuff with James Gunn and stuff, and I just think it's a directing problem with The Flash because I think this movie looks good.
I was gonna say I haven't watched The Flash. That's one of the ones I actually am kind of half interested to watch because I know you don't like it. I know a lot of people don't like. I probably won't like it, but I've heard a lot of people say the opposite. So it's like I'll give it.
And I'm like, I'm glad that it worked because I just think that it's a polarizing movie because all the decisions I don't like, I'm sure that I can see why some people would like it. Yeah. I just thought it was really, really bad.
I will be my own judge of that, but I'll get to it because I'll probably cap off with that one and then check out Blue Beetle, even though I don't know if we're ever gonna get another Blue Beetle movie because I know that's I know the actor is canon, but I don't know if that movie's regarded as like canon or not.
I think it is, and the actors can't. They're getting. I think they're doing an animated show with it.
Yeah, which I hear they're doing a live action Booster Gold. In which case, it's like
they were, and Kumail Nanjiani was supposed to play him, but now he's not anymore.
Low key,
I
like him.
I like him. I think he had
him.
like the physicality, but I'm like I was willing to try it, but it is not who I would have thought of.
Yeah, I mean, I could eat my words. I'd be open to it, but I don't think it'd work for me. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't. It'd be too risky.
Since he's gotten jacked, I've liked him a little less.
Yeah.
So he got just uber jacked for Eternals, and he stayed that way.
Yeah. But, fucking, what's it called? Lex Luthor... fucking excellent. I know a lot of people have been complaining about his characterization in the movie, but I think he captures like kind of like a corner of like the different takes on Lex Luthor and like just kind of encompasses it all, which I love.
I love that at the end he starts crying because people like Superman again.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's something Lex Luthor would do.
Yeah.
He's such a... They encapsulate the hater version of Lex Luthor better than I think anyone ever has in a show or a movie. I'm like, yes. Yeah. Which is what I like about Lex Luthor. He's just a massive fucking hater.
And I admit, it'd be cool to get like the more kind of somewhat menacing Clancy Brown type, but like I think that he definitely pulls off his own type of menace. Yeah. For sure.
Also, the like... using Ultraman as like a Street Fighter game pretty much, and it's like... was so cool. And when he goes like, 1A! 1A! And I'm just like, oh my god, I hope he wins. No.
Back to the Ultraman thing. I just wish they had built him up a bit more, because I feel like it was just such missed potential not to aura farm him a little bit. Because, like, the fact that the movie opens up and it's like, Superman just faced his first defeat. There's a villain out there stronger than Superman, and it feels like it's just... like, they don't reference it throughout the movie. No one's fucking panicked. Like, holy shit, there's a bad guy out there who just kicks Superman's ass? What? He's not that fazed by it? He's like, oh, that's not weird. I've never had my ass kicked before. Like, they just don't focus on it, and they don't aura farm the fact that there's a Superman tier strength. And I like some of the subtle build. Like, they don't need to reveal that it's, like, Ultraman right off the bat. I like the subtle hints, like, how did Lex Luthor get into the Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah.
Like, if you're into the comics, you know.
It's like, well, yeah.
But, like, I like that they don't necessarily spell it out. And they could have still had that reveal and whatnot. But, like, I feel like it just could have been, like, doubly or triply impactful had they just, like, aura farmed him a little bit. And they don't even need to do, like, the first act for that. Just maybe some extra bits of exposition that shows that, like, hey, the stakes are raised here a little bit. There's a Superman tier threat somewhere hidden in all this mess.
Yeah.
And it's like, just, no, they don't really reference it a whole lot throughout the movie.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't really think about that. I guess I don't care, but I can see that.
Yeah. Especially considering that, like, the ultimate villain isn't, like, the punchy bad guy. So it's like, I don't know. I would have aura farmed the penultimate fight a little more.
That's fair.
But that's just me. And I'm sorry for using the term aura farm like 50 million fucking times. I just it's just so pinpoint accurate to what I want from that. But yeah.
David Cornswell with long hair was hot.
True. But yeah, outside of like, I think I've pretty much verbalized like all my issues with the movie. Really, Supergirl caught me off guard. I don't love or hate. I don't love or hate the Kal-El thing. I think it's a little weird, or not the Kal-El, the parents thing. Just because I think it's a little weird. I hope he does have a plan for it, because like just kind of, because there's a lot of legacy that comes with that. There also could have been thematic relevance, because like you could argue that it's a bit of like a white savior type trope to, let's send our son to like go and solve all the Earth's issues, and there's kind of like a certain level of like condescension that comes with that, and you could have dug into those themes without explicitly making them like evil, which honestly, like, they still might do. They still have avenues to do that if they want to do some movie type retcons. If they were like, oh, Brainiac got into that message, or the linguistics, like, I mean, it's not an Earth language, so it's not perfect. There's going to be some mistranslations, even from like a collection of the world's best fucking linguists. So it's like, there's cases for it. I feel like we'll know more certainly next year when Supergirl comes out. I'm sure we'll probably get some inside scoops on Krypton and Kandor and all of that. So it's like, I hope they just have a tiny city and it's just like, we don't know how to make it bigger. I really like when they do that with Kandor.
Kandor's still a tiny city in current Action Comics.
Yeah!
It just lives, when he visits, he just like shrinks himself down and goes in. It's like, hey guys.
Wait, is that a power he has?
I think he has like a gun that does it or something.
What is he, just like reverse engineer?
I don't remember. There's a reason, but...
Okay. Well, fuck. It's like, get Mr. Terrific on that shit. But yeah.
They're fine. They're happy.
Yeah. Mr. Terrific, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they said they're giving him a series.
Good.
Good.
They should just do a terrific show. Bring in Plastic Man. Because I think they're doing a Plastic Man show or movie.
Oh,
like,
really?
There's a bunch of stuff that they've talked about doing, but they also have like a pretty big like plan. And none of it involves like a big team movie, which I think is wonderful. I think you want to wait like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I definitely like, I do like the gap in between Avengers 2 and 3 type. Like, just a good, like, 7 to 10 years. Yeah. Just build this up a bit. And start small. Like, I do a fucking World's Finest type team up and kind of just get the snowball going. Do the complete opposite tactic of what you guys did last time.
Yeah.
Although I don't think I'd be mad if Batman were to show up in like a World's Finest, if he were to make his debut in something like that. Just because
instead of a Batman versus Superman, just a Batman Superman World's Finest would be actually great. Yeah,
because at this point, I don't think I need a solo Batman movie to establish a Batman. And I want to sink my teeth into this DC. I'm so excited for what they could do with it. Low key, I'm hoping for the blue cow.
I guess now that we're pretty much done with Superman, I guess we can talk more about the DCU in general. Because even in the next year, we're getting like 4 projects.
Yeah, Lanterns.
The
Cena.
Peacemaker is in the month.
Peacemaker, Supergirl,
and then Clayface.
Oh yeah,
which is written by Mike Flanagan, who I think has been on a really hot streak. I was a little underwhelmed by him for like until like 8 years ago, and then he just started like pulling out stuff that I really liked.
The one guy in the one movie that I still need to watch, the Salem's Lot-esque one, is the voice of Batman in the Caped Crusader.
Oh, cool.
And he does a mostly pretty good job. I don't think it sounds as natural when he does the switch up between Bruce and Batman, but I don't know if it's meant to necessarily. I think it might be going for a sharp contrast, but I just don't know if it comes across all the time. But anyway.
But Clayface is actually the project I think is most interesting out of these, because it's like supposed to be rated R straight horror.
Yeah.
Because I think that, like, if it actually is, that's a really good sign for the universe, that they actually want to expand and make every type of thing. Just like comics can be any, like, genre, and it's like a medium.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
superhero movies should be like a medium kind of thing. Like the MCU,
Yeah,
all the same.
to be fair, I think DC's kind of been inching that direction anyway with stuff like, sadly, I hate to admit it, Joker.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So they've definitely been like exploring that route even this pre-Saffron gun era. So it's like, yeah. I'm super excited for it. This gave me the double dose of faith that I needed, even though I was pretty confident just because.
Also, it seems like they're being pretty reasonable with their budgets. Like Clayface has a budget of $40 million, which is a little high for a horror movie, but is insanely low for like a comic movie.
Yeah. I was gonna say this movie had a pretty low budget. For
It was,
movie,
I think it was 200, which is lower than like modern stuff. I think most things are sitting around 300 now, but I think like Thunderbolts had around a $200 million budget.
I think that I'd have to look. I might be thinking of the inflation cost, but I think that might be what the budget of Superman, the original Superman, ballooned up to at some point. No, wait, maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
That movie cost $55 million, so.
Okay, I might be thinking of something else then.
But
It's about it's a little less than the budget for Man of Steel.
Okay.
Man of Steel was like $225 million. And I think that they're really going at it in a good like way. I think they've talked about it like, hey, we don't even need this movie to make like a ton of money. It's currently, they're like, we wanted to make 500 or more. It's just past 500. So they're at a spot where they're like, we're happy with that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, we're also thinking that of this as like something of like, we have to gain goodwill back from general audiences. So, and I think that's a really smart thing because you don't want to just immediately shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of talented casts. I think like it could be something really special.
Yeah, no, I've been off the superhero train for. I mean, you've heard me. I've been shit talking Marvel. Just, I don't fucking watch that shit anymore. Fuck. I've been apprehensive if I want to dive back into a cinematic universe like this again, but you know, fuck it. I think I'm just gonna stick with it, and if it gets bad, I'll stop watching.
But I'm excited.
Yeah, so
because I think it's actually refreshing. Superman feels refreshing. It feels new.
Yeah, it feels like what I want Marvel to be, but just never quite lives up to because those movies are fucking made by committees.
And Thunderbolts, you didn't see Thunderbolts, right?
No.
It actually felt kind of refreshing, and then nobody watched it.
Yeah,
I'm like, cool.
I know everyone was like, yeah, but I know that they're, I think just due to the critical response, they're probably going to use that as like, hopefully a watermark of quality moving forward, although I'll see because a lot of people seem to like the Fantastic Four from what I've seen.
I think the thing I was annoyed at most is that it doesn't actually feel any different. Like, it was like, look, it looks so different, and it does have an interesting aesthetic, but that's like, it feels the exact same as every other Marvel movie outside of that, to me at least.
Yeah.
And also, the Fantastic Four does not feel like a family to me in that, which is like a pretty big deal. It felt like they were coworkers in that movie.
Yeah, it seemed like, and to be fair, the original run, I mean, there is a lot of tension in there because you got fucking, it's like hot off the press, you know, what the fuck, dude, I'm a rock.
But this is like, they're supposed to be like an established family. They've been for 4 years.
And it seems like there's still a lot of tension that they're dealing with in the trailers, at least.
That's the thing. It's not really. They just kind of feel.
Oh, right.
I just think the acting's bad in that movie, and I like all of the actors in that movie, and I just don't think any performance is very good.
Yeah. Plus, I'm kind of upset. I think it's kind of a bad move. I mean, it might be a good move financially, but I think it's kind of a cheap copycat move because now they're talking. By the way, MCU reboot. It's like, all right, after DC does their fucking big successful reboot, now who's copying who?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what they do with it.
Because it's like, also, it's like, what? Because didn't they just sign fucking Tom Holland for like a 3 film contracts or what
I
are they
think
doing?
they're supposed to be like 4 through 6 of Spider-Man or something. I think they'll probably do something after Secret Wars because the Marvel's machine is slowing down.
Yeah, I know that they're like we're slowing way the fuck down with the Marvel series, and even those are going to be like standalone.
Which is what I was hoping when they were announced. And I was like, no, this is just
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
look, you have to watch this 2-season dog shit show to know what happens with Scrungle the cat.
Have them be standalone, and then give them a fucking background cameo in the fucking big Avengers big moment where everyone walks through.
Which I'm really hoping that's what the DCU is. Like, I want it to be more standalone.
Yeah.
I thought that the like Kara cameo at the end of Superman was about as much as I want for like interconnectivity kind of thing.
Yeah,
Obviously, I could see, this Batman Superman movie. You should watch the Batman and the Superman movie.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I hope that is just very loose, just light. Like, this is building to this, and then it just mostly is standalone films, and then just like the big crossovers are in the big crossovers. Like if they do a World's Finest or a Justice League, or yada yada. But what do you think? You think we're gonna get what?
Let me see what's confirmed right now.
I was gonna say,
I think they talked more about it this weekend because it was San Diego Comic-Con.
What are some things you would like to see?
I mean, most of the things I want to see have been like greenlit, like Plastic Man, Booster Gold. Like, I think that we should be getting into weirder things.
They're on the right track, but I feel like I won't be entirely satisfied until we get a good Martian Manhunter movie. Or series or whatever. B, I want fucking Animal Man, dude.
Yeah, I would love it.
They don't have to get like he doesn't have to fucking like meet James Gunn at the end of it or anything, but like just having like that eco Justice League member would be nice and very relevant. Like I think Animal Man, if they were to fucking release an Animal Man movie right now, he might like ascend to like the top of the superhero sphere. Like do it!
So sick.
Especially if they base a lot of it off that Grant Morrison run. And, like, just take a lot of the themes and ideas from that and maybe give it a more modern context or whatever.
Yeah. That would be
James!
epic.
Let us write the script for it.
Yeah, I would love that.
Maybe we should just start writing...
Just start sending a mail.
Yeah, just start sending it and just, please, give us a chance.
Because Clayface comes out 9/11 next year. Supergirl comes out in June of next year.
Yes.
And then there's other things that don't have release dates but are apparently in active development, like The Authority. Like, I actually was thinking about The Authority, and I think that having them do The Authority as a movie and then doing the second Superman movie as the Warworld saga would be, like, incredibly cool.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
The James Mangold's making that Swamp Thing movie.
Okay.
And then there's he was talking about how they're like kind of trying to fast track a Wonder Woman movie.
Fair, as long as they don't
as in like
go
not
too
like,
fast.
Yeah.
But...
As in they've made it a top priority.
Okay.
And apparently there's supposed to be a Teen Titans movie in early development.
Okay.
There's a couple that I'm like I don't actually think these are going to get made. Like there's supposedly that when they were announcing stuff like beginning of the DCU, they're like, yeah, we're gonna make a Bane and Deathstroke movie. It's like, huh?
Yeah, I hope they don't.
And then they were supposed to make a Sergeant Rock movie, and Luca Guadagnino was supposed to.
Yeah, canned or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but
yeah.
Apparently Sergeant Rock is still gonna happen sometime.
Just with a different creative team behind it.
Yeah.
Give us the script. Give us the script. Come on, James.
And then TV. Oh yeah, I guess Creature Commandos came out. That was like the start,
Yeah.
which I've seen a couple episodes. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll probably check that out. But yeah,
we're getting Peacemaker next month, and then Lanterns early next year, and then Booster Gold's in development.
I saw that.
Which has a new showrunner.
They're talking about doing the Jimmy Olsen and the Terrific.
Yep. And then there's supposed to be an animated Mr. Miracle show.
Okay.
They're doing an Amanda Waller show, probably. Which I'm fine. I like Amanda Waller. My coworker hates Amanda Waller. She's in too many things. I'm like,
she's a popular character.
I'm kind of.
And then they're doing that Paradise Lost show, which is supposed to be like
Lost.
Yeah, it's a political like drama set like in early like Themyscira.
Oh, huh. Okay, sounds interesting.
Which is like supposed to be like a show about almost like a civil war. I think it's before Wonder Woman's supposed
Andor of Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Which I think like, you should have all types of shows.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Like that sounds.
Especially when you look at Andor and how like critically acclaimed that is.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, so I think that's about it. But yeah, I would love a Plastic Man show or movie. I would love Booster Gold. I would love a Blue and Gold team up with
I hope eventually
like Booster Gold and Ted Cord, because the
the
Blue Beetle movie they like say Ted Cord's missing, and I was like, oh, he might be alive. But I think Ted Cord. I think all three. I think Dan Garrett Blue Beetle would be interesting stuff. I just think DC is so rich and has so many old things. There's that mural in Superman.
Yeah, they should.
I don't know if you saw the.
Yeah, they should do some animated series based off those or something.
I think that having like Wildcat would be an interesting. Like, there's.
I want a show with that black pirate guy because he just seems like Zorro on the seas. Yeah, I was like, that sounds fucking awesome.
I'm so excited and I'm so refreshed that I'm literally just like, yeah, whatever you make, I'll probably check out.
See Batman? Yeah.
Yeah. See Batman? He's over there. No.
Yeah. Oceanic Batman. But yeah, I'm excited. This DCU.
Me too. I'm more excited than I've been for a superhero thing in 8 years or something like that.
Yeah, I think the last time I was even a fucking morsel of this excited was probably for No Way Home.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was pretty excited for that. Anytime I watch that, it just gets worse.
But if that didn't even have Tobey Maguire in it,
yeah.
And I saw it once in the theaters and was instantly like, yeah. I don't hate the movie, but yeah, I just kind of wish it would have picked one or the other. It was not. I feel like the plot lines didn't mesh well. Yeah. It should have either focused on being a multiverse plot line, which it didn't really need to, aside from
printing money.
Print money, which fair. It was
press
exciting.
The print money button.
To be honest, I don't know if I would have been even half as hyped to see it because I thought fucking Far From Home was fucking mid.
I think all three of those movies are mid. The more I've rewatched them a couple times. Homecoming I thought was really good, and then I rewatched it. I'm like, oh, this is fine.
I think Homecoming might honestly be my favorite of the trilogies. So.
That's fair. I think it's probably the best. I just don't think Iron Man is a good thing to have in that movie. I think that Iron Man is too attached to like all three of those movies as like this focal point. And I just think there's other avenues. I
agree. I mean, I think it was fine in the case of like the one movie, and I can see why we have to do the mopey movie afterwards because plot reasons. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm not mad at like Peter having a mentor character but don't like a mentor hero given where they're placing it at the time. It's like it's something different, but it was just kind of it's fine. Like I don't love that movie. I don't hate it. It's just it's a decent Spider-Man movie. There have been better. There will be hopefully better again. Cause
There's definitely been worse.
I'm waiting on that fucking follow-up to Spider-Verse, which I'm not
got pushed back again.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna rush because I don't want to.
I'm actually like, I like
take as long as you.
Yeah, I'm just like I have enough other movies. I watch things. I also read books. A lot of comic book movie fans don't read comic books.
Yeah,
which I'm just like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hate on you, but you should.
To be honest, I only saw it the one time in theaters because I thought it was so fucking good. I was foaming at the mouth for like the follow-up for like a month afterwards, and I was just like, it kind of died down and I don't need to fucking re-spark by like, so I'm waiting until that shit's in theaters, and I might wait a week till after.
Yeah,
because when the second one came out in theaters, I was already over the first. Like, I thought it was a good movie and I was like really into it. I was like, I'm not really excited, like whatever, I can give or take. And then you're like, you want to come see it with us? And Yeah, and then sitting in the theater, I was, holy fuck, that was awesome.
When's the next one? Oh, only 8 months away or something?
What?
It's like, just kidding, it's 5 years away.
Plus, probably, maybe. So, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
And if I were them, I would probably stop after that, unless they want to find an easier route to make these movies, or maybe future entries won't be as multi-stylized, so it won't be as big of a fucking
like
issue.
you can do smaller scale stories in the different multiverse. Like here's a Spider-Gwen show or movie or
Yeah, but would people be as entertained if it didn't have that same kinetic energy
Yeah.
as some of which you would hear people complain about? Which I mean, obviously, I'd be fine with it as long as the content's good. They're doing Spider Noir, so which I think got the trailer, right? I
yeah,
didn't
it looks
watch
pretty rough.
To be honest, this whole time, because anytime Amazon is making something attached to something, I'm always just like, I don't think I will.
Yeah.
Like when it was like, Amazon's doing some Blade Runner stuff, I was like, that's like the one company on Earth who most certainly does not need to be making Blade Runner stuff. So if anyone was to make a replicant in real life, it would probably be Jeff Bezos.
He probably already has.
Yeah, he probably already has, yeah. It's like, these people won't need to pee when I'm making
When I send them to space!
But, yeah. I'm excited. I love, one more note, I love that this movie leaned into the Silver Age aesthetic, because Silver Age aesthetic is the best part. The best feature of the Silver Age, in my opinion. So it's like, yes.
I also just really like the dialogue of Superman. I like how he's like, good golly.
Yeah, what the
What the
hey,
hey,
dude?
dude? Yeah.
It's like modernized a slight.
Yeah.
It's perfect. I don't think it's like the perfect Superman movie, but I think it's about as close as more or less we could have.
It might be perfect for me.
I can nitpick some stuff, but like, this is, like I said, it was like a fucking solid 8 out of 10 for me on the comic book scale, which is more than I can say for most comic book movies. I'd probably the only one that I would give the leg up over it that I've seen in the last like 20 years might be Into the Spider or Beyond the
The first one? Second one?
the second one.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider.
Third one's Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Okay. Ugh, I hate that naming convention. I get them all mixed. I do the same thing with the fucking From Home trilogy where I'm like,
Yeah. So home
every
one.
every time I hear Far From Home, I think is the third one. I'm like, wait, that's the fucking second one.
Yeah.
But but I even then
Why
I have to add
why
the
aren't they
caveat.
naming the new one Brand New Home? Instead of Brand New Day.
Are they? They aren't really, right?
I think it's called Brand New Day.
Okay, I was like, I'll take Brand New Day.
It should be Brand New Home.
No more Home. The Home trilogy is
Home is
fucking
where the
dumb.
heart is.
Yeah, but
And then the 6th one will be called Homeless.
there we go. But yeah, the only caveat I give to Across the Spider-Verse is the fact that it's not done and they could totally fumble everything they set up. Because it's really nice. It's really easy. It's not really easy to do hype setup, but it's really easy to do hype setup and have dissatisfying payoffs.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll see where I have faith that it'll probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And then hopefully they'll be done. That way they don't have to abuse any more animators.
Yeah, they can do something else.
Although I've heard talks that they've put a soft maybe on that like Spider-Verse-esque Batman Beyond animated movie.
Oh.
So
Seems like something James Gunn would see and go, that's cool, let's do it.
why not? It'd make money.
Yeah.
People want it.
Yeah.
I don't think there'd be much brand confusion. Especially considering that we're going to be doing like 2 Batmans anyway. So
Unless...
that's not fucking happening. And I wouldn't even fucking want it to. I
would want it in the sense that I think that those two actors would play really well off each other, but that's about it.
I'm going to be completely honest. While I think he's going to be good for what he's got going in this trilogy or whatever they're doing for him, Robert Pattinson doesn't capture all the angles of Batman that I would want. So I don't find Batman, I guess, but I don't think he can pull off a Bruce Wayne, if I'm entirely honest.
I'll be interested to see.
I don't think I've ever seen Robert Pattinson play a remotely normal person.
I'll be interested to see how he does in 2, because I think he's supposed to be a more like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think in the Batman where like Bruce Wayne's supposed to be at, I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
But when you get to more like central Bruce Wayne, where he's like putting on more of a facade of a normal, regular guy,
yeah,
I would agree.
And I'm sure they can probably lean into like the American Psycho-esque, like kind of what Christian Bale did, where it's like, oh yeah, like this kind of strikes me as like a fucking Silicon Valley type, like, oh yeah, like personality.
Yeah.
But like in terms of actually earnestly capturing what I would want from like a full Bruce Wayne, I don't doubt it. I don't know who I want cast as Batman though.
Joe Boyle.
Be a good choice. Honestly, of the big names I've heard, the only one where I'm like, maybe would be like a Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. I think that people really wanted Jensen Ackles. I think Jensen Ackles like 10 years ago would be fine.
I don't even know who that
That's the guy from Supernatural. He's voiced Batman a couple times. He also voiced...
Is he the one with longer hair or shorter hair?
Shorter hair. He also voiced Red Hood in Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, maybe like 10 years ago. But
He's
they
like
are doing
45 now or something.
They're doing an older Batman, so maybe. But I still think they're probably going to.
I think they're
like
trying to
30s.
get from what they've said. I think they're trying to get somewhere around David Cornswell's age.
Oh, okay.
like 32 to 36.
I was going to say because I know that they're doing like he's going to be pretty deep into his career, assuming that they keep the general Robin structure. Because if they're going with Damian Wayne,
Yeah, I don't. That's the thing is I don't know if they're.
Yeah, they might not.
They might just skip a couple because there's a lot. Like the regular Robin structure is like really hard to keep canon.
I think that they could.
He's like, yeah, he was Robin for a year.
I think they could do it if they went for like a Batman in his like. They say he's in his 40s, but they cast like late 30s or something.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, I just work out a lot.
Yeah, because really, I think just you obviously need Dick Grayson. I think it'd be big missed opportunity if you don't at least mention like, yeah, for a short stint he had Jason Todd.
Yeah,
and then I really like Tim Drake though, so it's like I don't want him to skip Tim Drake, but they might have to. Which you could thematically work better because then you'd have more apprehension with him and Damian beyond the psychopathic shit.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, because it's weird.
Damian is such a wonderful character in current Batman and Robin.
I need to do because at some point I'm just gonna sit down and read from like Grant Morrison's run on into like continuity, but I want to get like a good back catalog going where I have well versed with at least just some of the bigger stories that I still haven't read. Because I still haven't read Nightfall. I haven't read the War Games or anything.
Yeah, I have the first volume of Nightfall, but I haven't read it yet.
I hear it's good. Yeah. I'm sure it probably fucking is. I'm hoping at least. I hope it's not one of those ones that I read. I'm like, this is overhyped.
Yeah. People like this? No.
But yeah, we did it. We watched Superman. It was good. DC was really exciting. You should go read Superman. Go support your local comic shop. Don't just buy things on eBay.
Well, I mean, if they're out of print, not in your comic
yeah,
shop,
if they're out of print, do whatever you want.
Go spend more money than you ever would anywhere else.
Yeah. And the cool thing about superhero comics is you can just find a random storyline no one's ever heard of, and it's probably fun. Or bad in a fun way.
It's true.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Next time we're watching Die Nibelungen.
Yes.
But yeah, tell your grandma. And have a wonderful day. Kindness is the new punk rock, and see ya!
Adios.